the votes are coming in and people voted for Maya World to win? What? Well, guess what? When the votes are right, you got it right. We got it right. Because you're wondering why Maya World is trending right now in the USA. You're probably wondering why she's trending in the USA. Well, if you want to know, let me show you.
The fan has something to say to the student once again. Measures Maya World is trying to get to her feet. Stumbling. Maya World, 1, 2, 3. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What an upset.
Here's your winner, advancing in the tournament, Maya World.
No doubt one of the biggest upsets we've ever seen. Not only on Collision, but in AEW.
And we said that about her win over Sky Blue.
Booyah! When I told you so, I told you so. I told y'all. Don't listen to the goddamn internet when I told y'all so. To wait and watch and see, and y'all watched it. Maya World has beaten Athena clean. And God damn it, she won fair and square. Don't say she didn't, because she faced her with all type of almighty. So what you saw in Ring of Honor, you saw in Collision. So Maya World has officially have advanced, and now she's in the finals with Mercedes Monet. We're going to get Mercedes Monet versus Maya World at Forbidden Door. And whoever wins gets to face Thekla at All In. So drop a cool spot for Maya World. Yeah, man. Shout out to Tony Khan for this, man. I know some people are upset that Athena couldn't advance, but here's what you guys got to understand, man. You saw what happened on Friday Night SmackDown. I mean, Liv Morgan beating Charlotte Flair by beating her without her being 100%. And people were saying that Charlotte was giving her belt to ass before she tapped out from that submission, because she won by, a single crab leg, right? But in this match, Maya World won by, obviously, I just call it a small package, because that's what they used to call it when I was playing SmackDown versus Raw. But yeah, she won by some type of pinfall, roll-up type of vibe. But I ain't going to sit here and say she won just by that. They were literally going in. Like, they were doing everything that if you've seen Ring of Honor, everything they were doing in Ring of Honor, they passed it a Collision. All right? And they were going all out. Like, I'm talking about back and forth. And they were, and Athena put Maya through the test. But Maya was going in. Like, literally. You know what I'm saying? Or doing all types of moves that people never seen from her. Because they're so used to her getting jobbed out by certain wrestlers. Came in and start doing her part. And ever since, she's been killing it, man. Ever since she went to Ring of Honor, man, she's been killing it. And now she's killing it on Collision, man. So and Dynamite, because of what happened with Sky Blue. People really thought Sky Blue was going to beat her, but that was not the case. So you got to give Tony Khan props for that. And I know y'all love y'all favorites, but we got to build new talent. Because Triple H is not building new talent. You saw that on SmackDown with Charlotte and Liv Morgan. Even though those two came up to, did they came up together? Yeah, came up together. You can't sit here and say that we see new talent in that ring. We don't. Do you see anybody on SmackDown that was getting over? No. It's just a bunch of washed up has-beens getting in the ring trying to prove something when they already proved it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a bunch of CM Punks and Cody Rhodes and Gunther's all over the place. Liv Morgan winning was not something that we needed to see. But at least with Maya World winning, it's something that we never seen. And the fact that we was able to get new talent to get an opportunity and they achieve it, you got to give props to that. Because think about it, guys. We couldn't even get Raquel to beat Io Sky. We couldn't even get Roxanne to pin any of the women that was in the Fatal 4-Way, right? So who you guys going to be mad at? Are you going to be mad at Tony Khan or are you going to be mad at Triple H? Because look, Charlotte Flair has to deal with the fact that she got screwed out of the Queen of the Ring tournament just to have Liv Morgan beat her by a freaking submission hold that she never used before. Versus with Maya World, she won by pinfall. And she's getting a standing ovation from the crowd. Plus, on the internet. So, there's no reason to get upset. All right? We'll get to Mercedes versus Athena, hopefully at All In, hopefully. But if Maya World make it to All In, we might get a Fatal 4-Way, we might get a triple threat match, you never know. But shout out to my homeboy, Leo. He has a few words to say on Maya World's win. So let's hear what he has to say.
Seeing this match, it just really just showed Maya World. I mean, I've been tapped in with her for a minute, and I think she has a lot to offer AEW. I think she could be very well like a breakout star for AEW, if you want to be honest. I think with the right booking, she can become a TBS champion. She can even become an AEW world champion if the proper booking and creative is behind her, which I think they should get behind her. And if we really wanted to do something shocking, have Mariah World beat Mercedes Monet at Forbidden Door, and you establish her as the true breakout star for AEW. And you can run with this for a while and actually take her to the very top if you really want her to.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think if they push her right, I do think that she'll get over with the crowd. And right now she is. I mean, I watched the match, everybody was behind her, like literally the whole crowd. So for her to win this match was amazing. I know her family is happy for her. I know her friends are happy for her. I know Hyon is happy for her. I mean, I hope that Hyon, if we ever get a tag team match next week between Mercedes and Athena, I will really love it if Hyon would stand by Maya World's corner and literally go after those two, because unfortunately after the match, when they were doing all that hugging and shaking hands and all that, Athena and Mercedes had to go crazy and literally start throwing hands at her. And if I ever do a reaction video, I'm not even gonna react to that, because I just want to, go by the celebration. But however, they're heels, so they're going to do heel shit, and that's just what it is. So, but I know backstage they're happy that Maya World won this match, and those hugs do look good. I ain't gonna front. Those hugs do look legit. I do think that those two were really showing respect and love to their sister, Maya World, because she is a sister, in our community. So, I'm just glad that they were showing love, even though I didn't like the fact they beat her up. But obviously, they had to do that because they're heels, so they have to. It's kind of like when MJF, when he told Bandito that you're going to be world champion one day, and, but he had to go back and to his character because, I know in reality he really means that, but because he's heel, he has to play his character. So that's why he, beat up Bandito afterwards. But, it's all part of the character. You know what I'm saying? So, but I am happy for Maya World. I know some people are upset about this. I think, BCB might be upset about this. I don't know about Bobby Masul. I haven't really heard from him. I don't know if he's upset about this. But maybe we might get a word from him Wednesday. But however, there's no reason to be upset about this because it's called building new talent. You understand? So I am not disappointed about this, and I can't be mad about this because what Tony Khan is doing right now is what Triple H should be doing, building new stars. Okay? And the fact that he allowed Liv Morgan to beat Charlotte Flair is just disgusting to the women's division because we couldn't get Jessie Jane to win. We couldn't get Roxanne to win. We couldn't get Raquel to win. We couldn't get anybody in the women's division to win. And unfortunately, everybody that we thought had an opportunity to win, they lost. And what was it all worth at the end of the day? Absolutely nothing. And that's why I'm skipping Monday Night Raw next week. And I might watch SmackDown for Tiffany and Chelsea Green storyline, but however, I don't want to see Liv there at all. And I mean that. 1 second, I'm tying my do-rag. 1 second. 1 second. All right. So, yeah, man. I'm skipping WWE next week except NXT, and that's that. All right. But other than that, I'm happy for Maya World. Shout out to AEW. Shout out to Tony Khan. Shout out to Mercedes Monet and Athena for showing love to Maya World, even though they put their hands on her afterwards. Hey, I understand. All right. Y'all got a job to do, so I get it. But I know those hugs are real, so let's not get it twisted. All right. So shout out to Maya World. I can't wait for this match at Forbidden Door this next Sunday. So we will be going live for this. So hey, be prepared because I will be going live, and I can't wait to see what Maya World gonna do to Mercedes Monet. Am I rooting for her to win this match? Yes, but do I expect her to win this match? Nah. But, however, you gotta think about this too. Let's just say that Maya World do beat Mercedes Monet. She can still tell her story to All In, but I do think that Mercedes and Athena and Thekla will tell their stories in the same setting, but in separate. Like, think about it. Even though Athena and Mercedes Monet are cool right now, what if those two, at some point, jealousy will kick in? Because I don't see them being a team for long. And I do think that they will be showing some type of jealousy where they want to go after the belt, but ego is in the way, right? I was hoping maybe Athena will cost Maya World a match and Forbidden Door, which I think that could happen. It's still a possibility, but if she do, that's great because it could build a storyline to where Maya World takes the Ring of Honor title off of her. But if that happens, we got to do something about the AEW Women's title. It can still go to Mercedes Monet, but we got to. I kind of recommend this. I would love to see a Fatal 4-Way match, right? Thekla, Maya World, Athena, and Mercedes Monet. Even though you got 3 heels, that's okay, right? Because the reason why I say that's okay, because if either one of these women win that belt, that's great because it can lead to a storyline to all 4 of them. More for Mercedes and Athena and Maya, but at least, we could see a storyline building up in 2 months for All In. So I'm hoping for a Fatal 4-Way match. If not, triple threat, but you could still have Maya World involved because if she beats Mercedes Monet, you're going to have to include her in some way. Otherwise, you could do a stipulation where she's going to have to put that on the line, and if Athena takes her spot, then okay. But you know how Maya World can get her lick back? By taking that belt off of her in Ring of Honor. If she can do that, at least Athena can come to the main roster and do what she do, right? So she ain't got to depend on that belt no more. She can just come in the main roster and handle her biz with Mercedes Monet, and then there you go. So it ain't the end of the world for Maya. She has options, right? So the options is you beat Mercedes, you go to All In, we get a Fatal 4-Way, or we can, you can have Mercedes beat her with the interference of Athena, and then what they could do is have Maya World beat Athena for the Ring of Honor title, and then Athena comes to the main roster and we get a triple threat match at All In. You can do that, and it can build a story with all 4 of them. And if you want to still do that Fatal 4-Way match, do whatever you want to do. just make sure the stories are involved. Okay, so up to Tony Khan, man. But what do you guys think, man? What do you want to see at All In? I want to see a Fatal 4-Way. That's why I want to see it, so that way all women are involved. You know what I mean? Thecla, Maya, Athena, Mercedes, like it's all work out. It'll work out. So, but other than that, tell me how y'all feel about this. Are y'all looking forward to this match? What do you guys think about the results? Are you happy for Maya World, or are you upset that Athena didn't win? Y'all comment down below. Let me know, all right? And keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? It's okay if you're upset. But just know that we have to build new stars. And this was one of the examples, all right? If we can't build new stars in WWE, we can at least build new stars in AEW. So shout out to Maya World. I can't wait for this match at Forbidden Door, and I'm looking forward to it. So get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. And shout out to Leo for, giving his 2 cents in. And, yeah, man, share your comments, share your thoughts down below. All right, get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. And I'll see y'all in the next video, all right?
Cut boy, what my name is.
Cut, boy!